guys, Jess here with Offbeat Life, bringing you our December budget report. Sneak peek, it was a great month. And before I go into everything, I know I've had people ask before, this is not our entire household budget, it is my individual budget. I am married, and my husband has his own income, and he pays for things like utilities, heat, cell phones, insurance, food, things like that. So this is my half of the budget because we have not yet combined income as of the December budget. So wink, wink. I have a surprise for you guys in January, so you got to stay tuned for that. So I will dive in here and show you how things went for myself in December. So I had $255 from my merchandising job at Driveline. Managed to bring in $675, which was $384.75 over budget. I more than doubled that one, which was awesome. Some work came up at the end of the month that I took on, and then ended up doing more than what I had originally agreed to. So made a whole bunch of money, which was excellent. For Hasbro, which just wrapped up at just before Christmas, I budgeted $1,400 and brought in $1,593.94, which was $193.94 over budget there. At the bar, $100 and managed to bring in $301.74, which was $101.74 over budget there. Awesome. And at the side hustle, kind of bookkeeping, light bookkeeping type gig that I do on the side, I budgeted $200 there and brought in $250, which was $50 over budget there. Digital reflection, meter reading weird little box thing that we have plugged into our cable box that does stuff. It doesn't affect me, and I just tell them like once a month that we haven't brought any new devices into our house, and every 3 months they pay us $50. So I take it because it doesn't really bother me. So I budgeted $50 there. That came in, which was right on budget. And last but not least, here is this interesting little app that I found. I think I found it on Indeed, which was a weird place to find it. But it's basically like kind of like a merchandising mystery shopping hybrid type thing where they have you go into stores and do stuff. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to be a little jealous, or not jealous, I'm going to be a little selfish about this and not tell you the name just yet because they don't have a ton of work on them yet. And if we ever start traveling full time, it's going to be really handy to use this on the road. So I don't want to lose all the work that I found. So I'm not going to tell you about it just yet. If it starts to get bigger, though, I promise I will. But until then, I'm going to be a little bit greedy. So I brought in 1906 beyond what I spent from that, which was 1906 over budget there. So all said and done, I budgeted $2,105 in income and managed to bring in $2,854.49 in income, which was $749 over budget, $750 extra dollars in the budget this month. Awesome. So where did it all go? The mortgage is down to $663.63 now because the PMI was taken off because I paid down enough of the principal balance. So that payment at $663.63. I'm not currently working on paying down the principal balance of the mortgage, but I should be back to it probably in August is my expectation. Sooner would be greater, but I doubt it'll be sooner. Probably in August. We'll start paying down on that. In terms of gas, I budgeted $150 and I spent $150.11 out of the checking account. I spent another $60 in cash out of my cash tips that I don't run through the budget. But Hasbro season is over for me, which was the bulk of the driving for like 3 months there. So driving should drop off quite a bit here for the next couple months. So that was only $11, and I don't count anything within $1. Budgeted $25 for cat food, and that only cost $21.59, so that was $341 under budget there. In terms of Christmas, so let me go back to that little side thing I mentioned up above about bringing in 1906 after what I spent. So I budgeted $100 in for the Christmas fund. I spent $96.53 out of my checking account, which was $347 under budget, which was great. However, because I had found this little app up here, and I knew that I had some money coming in from it that I hadn't budgeted for. They pay pretty much instantly, like within like a couple hours through PayPal, which was really, really nice. So I wound up with money sitting in PayPal. So because I had that extra money that came in that I hadn't accounted for in my budget, I decided to splurge a little bit on Christmas. So I probably made about $60, $65 total between the end of November and all of December using this, and I spent about 45 of that on Christmas because I gave myself permission to spend a little extra because I brought in a little extra. So technically I went over on Christmas, but it didn't actually go through the budget because it all came out of extra income that I made. So that's a good thing. So, the medical we were working on, we made the last payment on that. I budgeted $100. I paid that $100. There's still technically a balance of like $6 on it because I couldn't get as much off of our HSA card that I thought might be on there. So I'm going to give it another week or two because I think there's usually a delay between when money is supposed to go on it and when it's actually available on it. So within another week or two, that last $6 should be paid off. So for all intents and purposes, we're done with medical bills, yay! And I budgeted $20 for miscellaneous and spent $15.51. I spent that on a medicated mouthwash for a mouth sore. I had some sort of like scratch on my gums that hurt really bad, like to the point that I couldn't talk because when my tongue would hit it, it would hurt. So that sucked a lot. So I got a mouthwash for like mouth sores and it went right away. And then we got the plague went through this house and everybody else's house. Like everybody was getting sick with this like cough where you feel like you got hit by a truck. And we were down for like a week and a half right through Christmas. It sucked. So I had to pick up medicine for Gav. And then finally on one of my last long days before the season dropped off, I needed to get lunch, and I picked up McDonald's. I got a grilled chicken sandwich, and it was really disappointing. So that'll be a reminder to me that McDonald's sucks. So remember that. So overall, I budgeted $1,058.63 on expense and spent $1,047.37 on expenses, which was under budget. Awesome. So, what I did in terms of savings, I know I have this labeled as an emergency fund, but realistically it's a car replacement fund, and once I have that funded, then we'll switch gears to an actual emergency fund. So what I did here was I've been saving $100 a month, but because I knew that January and February income is going to drop off significantly, I was originally planning to save money to roll into those months. But when I realized that the money that I was rolling into those months was just going into savings, it seemed kind of silly to like do all that extra work. So I just ramped up the savings in December to account for the savings that won't happen in January and February. So it's just, I'm accounting for it now instead of later, which makes sense. So for three months worth of savings for the car replacement fund is I budgeted $301.37, and just due to range and stuff, it was $302.12, which was 75 cents over budget. So that balance is up to $1,632.30. I think I'm going to cap it at about $2,000, which I should get to by about June, I would expect. Because I'm a hoopty kind of girl, and I drive hoopties, and I like just old beater cars, so I shouldn't really need more than $2,000 to get myself a happy little replacement car. So I like crappy old cars. That's my thing. Don't judge me. So finally, the main focus that I'm working on right now is the dad fund. Don't tell him. I don't think he watches these videos. I don't think he knows about these videos. I budgeted $700 into the dad fund and was able to double it. Killed it. So $1,505 into the dad fund, which was $760 over budget. putting that $4,585, which is more than halfway there because the goal is $8,500. Super stoked about that. It's going to be hard though coming down from like, being able to save so much into that account for like the last 3 months and then going into January and February and it's going to drop to like nothing. Hopefully, if income is higher, maybe it'll be like a little bit, but it's going to drop off a lot. The good thing though that I keep reminding myself of, because in January and February I'm basically going to be like just making enough income to pay for expenses like the house, some gas, probably food for the dog. Like that's it. It's going to be really bare bones for like 2 months here because work has dropped off. But I keep trying to remind myself that just because I'm only going to be making enough income to just pay for the like bare bones expenses doesn't mean that like we're in that tight of a spot, because I've got $6,217.30 just kind of hanging out in savings. So, worst case scenario, we come up short, whatever, I've got something to fall back on here. So we're really not in a tight spot, just low income for a couple months before things pick back up again. So that's the December budget. I will be back. I'm actually going to film it now, but I'll probably put it up in a day or two with the 2018 kind of debt payoff summary. It's not really a snowball anymore since the student loans are paid off, but I know somebody had asked about progress with the mortgage. So I put that all in there, kind of lumped in with debt payoff. So I will get that posted up in a day or two here so you can see the progress that we made with the mortgage this year. And then after that, we'll be back with January. So remember, I said there's a surprise for January, so stay tuned beginning of February once January comes out. It's going to be real exciting. It's something that we've all been waiting for like a couple years here. So I'm super excited. So that is everything. I hope your December went well. I hope your 2018 went well. And I hope you guys have big, exciting plans for 2019. I know ours is looking promising. So let me know what you guys have going on, and I will see you again in just a couple days. Have a good one.